Shalom, shalom. All right, first and foremost, I'm going to give all praise, all honor, and all glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rachakodash. I'd also like to give double honors to my elders and apostles at Great Millstone that do group well. And I'd like to say peace and salutations to the Lord's elect, the hopeful elect in the 1/3. The Lord's will this lesson will be edifying and exhorting to the sincere sheep of Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai, Bahar Rachakodash. And the water. Yahweh Bashem Shai, forgive me the inspiration to do this lesson. And as the title reads, the return and rebuilding. All right. And pretty much I just want to go into a little bit of some commentary. Okay. And, also bring it to light with today. And, what we're doing. All right. Through the Holy Spirit, what we're involved in. All right, is the rebuilding, okay, of the third temple, which the third temple is us. And we are returning spiritually to Jerusalem, okay? And just like back then, okay, just like now, not all Israel, all right, is going to be in the spirit, or shall I say the Most High is not dealing with all Israel and put that spirit on them to return like he has put upon us, all right? Now, real quick. This is Ezekiel 5:5. Thus saith the Lord power, this is Jerusalem. I have set it in the midst of the nations and countries that are round about her. So we are Jerusalem, okay? We are Jerusalem. You see? Now, back then, you went physically to the land, but now we're going what? Spiritually, okay? Spiritually, you see? So that's the time we're in. But even back then, during the exile from Babylon by King Cyrus, not all Israel returned. All right. And actually, let's go to Ezra real quick. I'm going to make this fast. Okay. I'm going to make this fast. So I'm not going to, lessons like these, you can draw them out because there's so much information and it's very edifying. But I'm just going to make this fast because it's on my spirit. So when you go to Ezra 1, very good read. Ezra and Nehemiah, very good reads. All right. Now, when you go to Ezra 1, and let's see, where's my point? Let's give me a minute. I was just reading it. There's a specific. Is this it right here? No, that's not the one I want. Just give me a minute. Right here. It says, so after Cyrus made the decree, Ezra 1:5, it says, then rose up the chief of the fathers of Judah and Benjamin and the priests and the Levites with all them whose spirit Yahweh Bashem Yahushai had raised. So, you have guys that say we're rebuilding the nation and we're gathering all Israel. Well, they're just completely off and they're not in the right spirit because even back then, not all Israel returned. Okay, even in the time of the exile under the ruling King Cyrus, not every Israelite returned. Okay, and there was many reasons. Okay, and some of them stayed for the comforts of Babylon, like now. So when you're out in the highways, when you're out teaching, when you're out and about, and you see Jake, and you find yourself wondering why they're not in this urgent spirit like you. All right, Apostle Paul, necessity was laid upon me, is because Yahweh Bashem Shai didn't stir them up in the spirit like he did you. This is why men like Ezra are recorded, Nehemiah, Zerubbabel, okay, Haggai, because these are the Israelite men that the Lord was dealing with, okay? Like now, this is why you see certain men, okay, the brothers and elders, all right, the elders, the brothers, right, because the Lord is raising them up in the spirit. So not all Israel is Israel, okay? It says, with all them whose spirit Yahweh Bashem Yahushai had raised to go up to build the house of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, which is in Jerusalem. See? So not every Israelite the Lord is stirring up to rebuild right now. We the Lord put the spirit on us to return and rebuild. And when you go into this, okay, when you go into it, where is it? Right here, okay? Because look, I had looked it up. I said, why didn't all Israel want to return to Jerusalem? And it says, so not all the Jews went back home. Like now, not all Israel's going to be coming to the camp, going to be coming up listening. Not every brother, not every sister. Okay. Now the Lord is dealing with the men first, and we call to the brothers, but you're only going to have a select few. Okay. If you will, a minority. All right. And that's what's happening right now is this is what the Lord's doing. Okay. And it says, just give me a minute, man. This cat is going crazy. it's we're all groaning here. I had a crazy day in Babylon today, man. And hey, man, I want to say this to you brothers out there. Don't let Babylon get you. Hey, man. Hey, we got the victory. Okay. We're waiting. We got the victory. Okay. It says, so not all Israelites went back home. Some of them took advantage of Cyrus' decree and left Babylon. And guess what? We are taking advantage of the decree and leaving Babylon spiritually. Okay. Real quick, Micah. Did I have it? I thought I went into Micah. Let me go here. Real quick. Micah. Oh, I was reading about Micah. Okay. I was reading. Okay. So let's go here and let's get Micah 2. All right. And Micah, the prophet Micah, was prophesizing against wicked Israelites while we're in rulership. Okay. And look what he said back then. Micah 2:10, arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest. See? So like now, this is not our rest. So we are departing what? Spiritually. Okay. We're departing spiritually. And not every Israelite, they don't like that. They don't like hearing that. Okay. They don't like hearing that. They don't like hearing that you got to be spiritual. They want to leave carnally right now. But the Lord ain't got to set up like that. The Lord has delivered us before by our own hands, and look at what has happened. Now we are waiting on Yahweh Shai to deliver us physically, but he's already delivering us in the spirit. This is why we're not losing our minds here. Okay. This is why we take on, the weight of Babylon carrying our cross. Okay. It says, arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted. It shall destroy you even with a sword destruction. And that's what Babylon will do. But guess what? Even back then in ancient Babylon, Jake still decided to stay. Jake still decided to stay. They don't want to go. They don't want to return, and they don't want to rebuild. They don't want to return, and they don't want to build. Okay, they don't want to build with you. They don't want. The edification. They don't want none of it. All right. So hey, that's fine. We're gonna be over here building. Okay, and it says several factors were involved in the decision to remain in Babylon. Some Israelites would have been too old to return, right? Oh, what is that? Old bottles. Okay. Doesn't the scripture speak about old bottles? Okay. So I'm pretty much going to mirror with what Yahweh Shai said now with back then. Okay. Old bottles. Just like now, you got Jake that's too old. And for the older brothers that get it, hey, call law Yahweh Bashim El Shai, Bashim Karkadash. To the older brothers and the older sistren, for you to get this and be in the right spirit, call law Yahweh Bashim El Shai. Because the rest of our people, the old bottles, hey, they are done. Okay? Just like back then, they were too old to return. They're too old to return now spiritually. All right? But can the Lord deal with it? Yeah, absolutely. Matthew 9:17, neither do men put new wine into old bottles, else the bottle break, and the wine runneth out, and the bottle perisheth, but they put new wine into new bottles, and both are preserved. See? So you have to become new in this, because if you keep that old Babylonian Western mindset, you will break. Steam will come out your ears. If you try to mirror babble, confusion with truth and wisdom, it will not mix, and you will lose every time. Okay, let's keep going. It says too old to return. It had been 70 years since the destruction of Jerusalem, and there were many who would have been able to endure. It says, and there were many who would have been able to endure the journey of approximately 900 miles. See? So it was a very long way. All right. It was a very long way. And what did Yahushua tell us? Matthews 25:14. For the kingdom of heaven is as a man traveling into a far country. See? See? So that's now. You're on a long journey now. Okay? You're on a long journey now. But remember, Yahushua is the finisher of our faith. Hebrews 12:2. All right. So even though it's may seem carnally like a long journey, but in the spirit is not. All right. In the spirit is not a long journey, because what is that? 100 to us, the time frame is different. All right. 2 Peter 3. All right. I always misquote this, so let me just read it. I don't want to sound like a babbling fool. 2 Peter 3 and 8. But beloved, be not ignorant of this one thing, that one day is with the Lord as 1,000 years. So 1,000 years to us is one day to the Lord. So for us sitting here and man, we ain't, hey, it ain't been that long. 2,000 years ago, Yahushua walked the earth. So that's what? 2 days. So we're waiting. What? We're in the third day, right? We're entering the third day. See? And 1,000 years as one day. So time is different to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Okay. So even though this is the Yahushai said it's a long journey, carnally, spiritually, it's not. But mirroring the actual history, when you go back, it was a long journey, just like Yahushai says for us now. So it's very spiritual. But look at it says, for the kingdom of heaven is as a man traveling into a far country, right? Who called his own servants and delivered unto them his goods. So we got talents, though. Okay. We got abilities. We have the means. All right. We haven't been given this job without we haven't been given this job toolless. We have resources. Okay. We have the things that we need to be to embark on the journey of the kingdom. Just like the Lord gave the spirit and the tools and resources for Ezra and men like him, all right, to return with resources. They got the vessels back, all that good stuff, okay? But to a carnal man, that's a lot of work. That's why Jake didn't want to go back either, because it was a lot of work. It says the same would have been true for families with young children and those who were sick or disabled. Some of the Jews probably refused to move due to the comforts of Babylon. See? To the comforts of Babylon. That's why they stayed, for the comforts. All right. Now I was reading some commentary by David Guzik. That's who I like to look up when I go into the commentary. I go to David Guzik. I mean, there's other ones, but the spirit hasn't really jumped on me to go to other guys, because sometimes they just be like really, really off. So now there was another part in here I wanted to read. It was cool too, because right here they say that Daniel could have been it says it is quite possible that the prophet Daniel was instrumental in the stirring up of Cyrus. He may have showed the king the prophecies of Jeremiah, and also look, Isaiah, which mentioned Cyrus by name some 150 years before he was born. And that now that's what they're stating. Okay, that is there any biblical proof behind it? Well, remember, Daniel went from the Nebuchadnezzar, right, to the Persian captivity, and he still had rank. Okay, so could that be possible? Yeah, because remember, Alexander the Great went to the Levites. Daniel broke down many tickle to Nebuchadnezzar. So hey, could be. That's why it's like, if they should ask us what's going to happen. We can tell these people what's going to happen. All right. Now I want to get one part in here I was reading, and let me also see. I was kind of reading a lot, so bear with me. All right. I don't have nothing written down. I'm just rolling in the spirit. But there was something here. They said something about like a minority. And I was just here right here. Look, it says, sadly, Only a small percentage decided to return from exile. That's us. A small percentage. Isaiah. Okay? And then there's another part I want to get to. Isaiah 1 and 9, except the Lord of hosts had left unto us a very, very small remnant. We should have been as Sodom, and we should have been like unto Gomorrah. So right here, in the time of Isaiah, which was in the Assyrian captivity, he's prophesizing about the small remnant, which is the elect, right here. And we're reading about the return from the Babylonian captivity under the Persians. So this is 2 empires later. 2 empires later. Let's keep going. It says, but those who did needed the encouragement of knowing that they were making a valuable contribution to the Most High's work. It says the Most High promised that a remnant would return from exile. See, only a remnant, and that's us now. We're the remnant now. Okay. Now there was another part I wanted to grab, but let's see. Is this it? Look at this. Check this out. It says, with all those whose spirit the Most High had moved, though the returning exiles were a minority, they were a spirit-stirred minority. See, even though we're a minority, as in the return, like now, there is a small number returning to Yahweh Shem Shai compared to the nation, like now. Okay, back then there was only a small remnant of Israel that returned, like now. Okay, we are the small remnant returning and rebuilding the kingdom. Okay, because the kingdom's within us. All right, and it says they were dedicated to the difficult and discouraging task of returning to a ruined city, and once there to build the house of the Lord, which is in Jerusalem. See, so this is a lot of work that we're doing. And Jake looks at this like, man, where do we begin? They're carnally looking at this. Why we had to be moved in the spirit. All right. You have to trust in Yahweh Shem Shai in the spirit. Otherwise, you're gonna overwhelm yourself. All right. You're gonna overwhelm yourself. You're gonna put too much on you and burden yourself. All right. Now, that's why it says this in John 4 and 23. It says, but the hour cometh and now is when the true worshipers shall worship the Father in spirit and in truth. So if you're not worshiping the Father in spirit and truth, you're going to overwhelm yourself with the carnality aspect of how are we going to do this? Man, there's bastards in Ashdod. How are we going to travel there? How are you going to get passports? How are we going to blah, 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 blah. You're going to go crazy because it's all spiritual. That's why people look at us like we're crazy now. Wisdom of Solomon 5. This is he who we had in derision. We laughed at. Tuh! Ain't no way you're going to overtake this. Tuh! You ain't leaving. Tuh! You're just black. Tuh! There's only 3 of you. Huh? Nobody's watching. They say all types of stuff because they're carnal. So it's all good. It says, for the Father seeketh such to worship him. The Most High is a spirit, and they that worship him must worship him in spirit and in truth. See? Not in flesh, not in blood, in spirit and in truth. That's what it's all about. Okay? In the book of John, where did Yahushua meet this Samaritan woman? He met her at Jacob's well. Yep. Met her at Jacob's well. All right. Now let's keep going. Let's see. What's the study guide? It says it was essential that the Most High move the spirits of these returning exiles because they faced many difficulties. The journey itself was long, dangerous, and expensive. So now you'll feel like, man, I got this. I got money issues. Oh man, it's it says hazarded their lives. Let me see that. Some have hazard. How the hell do you spell hazard? Hazard. Oh man, it's been a long day. Their lives. Long day in Babylon. Acts, was it 2? Yep. Acts 15 and 26. Men that have hazarded their lives for the name of our Lord Yahweh Shai HaMashiach. See that? You see that? See? So what did it say? Dangerous. Hazard. Okay. Thank you. It's been a long day. My apologies with this language. Let's keep going. It says they returned to a city in ruins. with no proper homes. What did it say? No place to lay his head. Remember Yahushua said that. Now it's a blessing. So when you think about it, hey, we're blessed. You brothers and you sisters, you got a phone, you got a house, you got Wi-Fi. We're in a okay position, even though it sucks. Your house may not be the best and blah blah blah, but you got to think returning. Hey, that was a lot to deal with. All right. Oh, look at this. 144. Hey, Lord's will. But it says roads or cities, institutions, they didn't have all the material resources they needed. But we did have resources. The Lord helped us. They didn't all return to Jerusalem, but spread out over the province of Judea. They had many enemies. So this is what we're dealing with now. This is what the small remnant has to deal with while the rest of Jake is just chilling. Okay? This is what we're doing while the rest of Jake is chilling. And things are happening. All right? Things are happening. It's happening, man. Okay? So you want to know why you have brothers and sisters listening and taking notes? Because we got built up. Like I myself, as a quick testimony, all right, because let me see how long I'm going. Sometimes, all right, 20 minutes. All right, as a quick testimony, when I got opened up to the truth, I was going to leave America. I'm like, oh shit, I believe these are the prophets. They're doing the work. I'm just going to wait till Babylon gets destroyed. But the Lord had other plans. Nope, you got to teach. So the Lord put on my spirit to get built up, learn this information, as we're still learning, and growing in the spirit, and go and rebuild, go into camp, setting up an altar. Okay, then you got what? Brothers that are being edified now, so they're being built up to teach. You got brothers that are teachers that are on the comment boards, and then you got sisters returning, because this is what happened back then. See? And guess what? Just like now, back then, we couldn't prove that we were Israel at some times. Remember the registry. So this is why it's all based on faith. It's all based on faith. Okay? Look, their land was actually the possession of another empire. A bastard shall dwell in Ashdod. Let's put Ashdod. It's a city in our land. Oh, what did I just do? Okay. I got to wrap this up. Zechariah 9:6, and a bastard shall dwell in Ashdod, and I will cut off the pride of the Philistine. See? So we got enemies in our land right now, like back then. Okay? So we're waiting on the Lord. So we're being built up, and it's all taking place spiritually. We're heading to Jerusalem spiritually. Okay? We're rebuilding spiritually. Okay? We're doing this all spiritually. All right? The house of David's being rebuilt right now. But guess what? Luke 17:20. And when he was demanded of the Pharisees when the kingdom of the Most High should come, he answered them and said, the kingdom of the Most High cometh not with observation, like back in the time of Ezra, where you could, we rejoiced when the foundation got laid. But guess what? Who's the foundation now? Yahushua. Yahushua is the foundation. It says, neither shall they say, lo here or lo there, for behold, the kingdom of Yahweh Bahashem Yahushua is within you. We are the kingdom. Okay? So we're being built up. The house of David is being built up. The breaches are closing because this is the kingdom that's coming. All right? We are the kingdom. You see? We are the kingdom. So it's very beautiful. It's very spiritual. Now I see a brother posted a precept, so let's grab that real quick. And I'm about to wrap it up. The brother GMS Virgin Island Straight Gate. Shalom, brother. Brakatah. It says, that's right. Revelations 19:9. And he saith unto me, right, blessed are they which are called unto the marriage. Exactly. Which are called unto the marriage supper of the Lamb. And he saith unto me, these are the true sayings of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. And he says, and I fell at his feet to worship him. And he said unto me, see, thou do it not. I am also thy fellow servant, thy brethren that have the testimony of Yahushai, worship Yahweh, for the testimony of Yahushai is the spirit of prophecy. And that's what we're doing. We're in the spirit of prophesizing because that's the spirit of Yahushai that's upon us. Just like back then, the Lord had to put that spirit on us. Just like now, the Lord had to put that spirit on us. So it's all about the spirit. It's about the Holy Spirit. Okay? Let's see. Some of the Jews probably refused to move due to the comforts of Babylon. Many of them had been born in Babylon during the exile, and they knew nothing else. Like now, they don't know nothing else. They don't know nothing else. Okay? Hey, and Shalom, Yabashim Shai, Bashim Karkadash, to you brothers and you few sisters. I mean that. To the brother Hawashai, I bad you. Hey, I'm just a brother like you, man. Okay, I'm just a brother like you. All right, I'm not an elder, brother. You know, I don't subscribe to calling myself that. I'm just a brother like you. Now, give me a quick second. The laptop is about to run out of battery, so let me just handle this. All right, so back in this, it says, where are we at here? Some of them refuse. Yep. It says, look at this. It says, and they knew nothing else, right? Like Jake now. What does it say? Is Israel a homeborn slave? Real quick. I got to head out in a minute. There's always something to do because of Babylon, man. We just need to get home. We need to go home, man. But that's why we're doing it in the spirit. Jeremiah 2:14. Is Israel a servant? Is he a homeborn slave? Why is he spoiled? See? Jake right now. Woe to you to go to Egypt, man. Because all they know is this. That's why if the Lord ain't dealing with them, then they're not going to get it. So let them be, brothers. Okay? You sisters out there, hey, let people be, man. Just be thankful now that you got it, you know? Hold this near and dear to you. It says, further, many Israelites had attended significant status during the reign of Cyrus. Oh, a rich man. Rich man can't enter the kingdom. I'm going to say that. Rich man enter. Look at that. Matthew 19:23, then said Yahushua unto his disciples, verily I say unto you that a rich man shall hardly enter into the kingdom of heaven. And again I say unto you, it is easier for a camel to go through the eye of a needle, meaning a small place through a mountain, because than for a rich man to enter in the kingdom of the Most High. See? So, hey, man, I speak as a man. Yahushua knew all this. So when you look at the sayings, he's saying things that Jake had an issue with back then and just returning to Jerusalem to rebuild. So he's making statements now for us so we can see that why it's happening today. You see it? We see it. We see why it's happening. Significant status. Look at these Jakes. All right. They don't want to let it go, you know? And it says they were comfortable where they were. You see? See? Another reason some Israelites would not return to Jerusalem was concern for personal safety. Hey, the Lord don't like that, man. The Lord don't like you lacking faith. Real quick. I know I said I got to go, but just let me just get this. Psalms 78. I've been wanting to say this one all day. I've been reading this a lot today. Psalm 78 and 21. It says, verse 20, behold, he smote the rock that the waters gushed out and the streams overflowed. Can he give bread also? Can he provide flesh for his people? So this is what Israel was saying. He could furnish. Look, yea, they spake against the Most High. They said, can the Most High furnish a table in the wilderness? Carnal as hell, man. Yeah. We ain't got to worry what we're going to eat. The Lord rained manna down. We don't got to worry. We don't got to stress ourselves. He had water come from a rock. You know what I mean? Like, you got to get out this carnal mindset. We got to get spiritual. It says, therefore the Lord heard this and was wroth. So a fire was kindled against Jacob, and his anger also came up against Israel because they believed not in Yahweh Bashim Shai and trusted not in his salvation. See, back then, just like now. Back then, just like now. It says the road to Jerusalem and the land of Judea itself was fraught with peril. In fact, Ezra led those with him in a time of prayer and fasting for safety on their journey. For these can't come out without prayer and fasting. So us on our journey, we got to pray and fast more. Okay? When you feel like you need a spiritual reset, just pray. Okay? And then fast. Mark 9:29. And he said unto them, this kind can come forth by nothing but by prayer and fasting. Man, look at the compare and contrast of back then and today. A journey considered fast because it only took 4 months. See, like now, the hand of our power was on us and he protected us from our enemies and bandits along the way. That's what's happening now. Unfortunately, some Jews living in disobedience to the Most High at this time, 2/3, as a result, they would not have sensed the need to return to Jerusalem. See, this is literally mirroring the spirit of Jake today. So this is why we see the prophecy of 2/3 being destroyed and a small remnant returning. This is why we see not all Israel being in the right spirit, but doing their own thing, coming up their own way. Okay. So I just had to do a quick lesson on that. I really pray that it was edifying to you, brothers, and you few sincere sisters. All right. And I just want to say, call law, Yahweh Bashem El Shai, Bashem Rakakwadash, and double honors to our elders and apostles of Great Millstone. With that being said, Shalom.